Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at NLog Pro. So this will be a tutorial, not really playing patches. So I'll take you through the whole thing. I'm going to super detail because it would take you need time to do every single section, but I'll run through the whole thing. So by the time I finished, hopefully you'll have an idea and you can program your own patches and stuff like that. It's a really great synth, this is. It's been around for absolutely ages and ages. I mean, I think actually I can just check on the App Store version history. It was first released the 6th of October 2010. So this is like 13 years old. 13 years old? Well, 12 and a bit years old. 12 and a bit years old, and it's come a long way. It is now actually an AUV3. It's designed by Tempo Robato. Actually, I think the developer now works for Apple, but I think it's a marvelous synth. So you actually have tons and tons of cool stuff. You have 4 oscillators. Okay, so you have oscillator 1, oscillator 2, oscillator 3, oscillator 4. You have FM, kind of FM, which will, if two or more of your oscillators are on, they will work. I'll show you this. You have ring modulation as well. You have a mix between oscillator 1 and 2, and then the ability to switch on and off oscillator 3 and 4, and then independent volume controls for them as well. You also have 2 filters, and you can run them in series, parallel, or split mode. So you also have, right, this is your filter envelope, and it's envelope 2, but you also have you actually have 4 envelopes that you can play with, and you have this nice cool modulation envelope as well. And then you have LFOs. You also have 4 LFOs. So LFO1 and LFO2, LFO1 here and LFO2 have their kind of pre-mapped destinations for you, although you can change them out as well or add other ones as well. But it's really nice. You're right, Sam, it does a lot of different synthesis engines. It's really, really very, very good. You have these macros here which are freely assigned. You can assign these to anything you like, but they've picked the best ones actually. Cut off, attack, release, dry, wet mix between the effects. Envelopes, like I said, you have amp envelope here, filter envelope, envelope 2. It's kind of a modulation envelope, so you can do some cool stuff with that. And then you have envelope 3 here. And if we move to the modulation, you have envelope 4 here. And then LFO 3 and 4 here. Now, LFO 3 and 4 are a little simpler. You have frequency, wave, and then you can sync them as well, you know, to your BPM. But then you have your destinations. Now you have 4 LFOs, of course, here. And you can assign, I think it's, well, you've got 3, 6, 12 destinations per LFO. So 12 slots per LFO. And then the sources are LFO1, LFO2, 3 and 4. Envelopes 1 through 4. Key tracking, velocity, and aftertouch as well. So tons of routing control. Then we have effects. So we have a delay, a dedicated delay section here. Delay. Okay, so we're going to get into this in a sec with a new patch. And then you have various effects here. You have a reverb, EQ1, EQ2, modulation like either phaser, flanger, or chorus, or a mixture of all 3 if you like. A shaper. It's kind of like a wavefolding shaper. It'll distort the sound. You have to be careful of your volume, of course. And then you have a bypass of the shaper. So, look, a bypass of all the effects. Let's do this. Then we have this load section here, and this is where you can load factory presets. And you have lots of them included with the synth. Like this. Look, all these different ones. Loads of them, actually. And then you have your user presets. Now, I pretty much took this off and put it back on and then just messed around with this one to start. So we're on user, so when this is highlighted grey, you're in your bank mode. Yeah, I think it's spent a long time doing nothing at all, and I think it's great. So I'd like to say hello to everyone who's here in the chat as well. Hi Stephen, Sam, hello Joe, of course. Hi Colin, hi Stephen Ewart, hi Wal, Wigles, Dave. Anyone else who's watching who I may have missed, I do apologise, but hello and welcome. So we're gonna go to user here. So we select user, and we'll select default, which will give us a typical sawtooth wave. And let's go back all the way to the beginning now and look at the oscillators. So default is one oscillator. The mix between oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 is here. They're both on saw. So if I change this to square wave, sawtooth wave, and a blend of both. Okay, so we'll stick with the saw. If this was on square, we've got pulse width. And we also have pulse width modulation, which apparently is true pulse width modulation as well. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but it's actually in the LFO section here. And you'll see to your dedicated modulation for pulse width is here. And your LFO1 control is here. And your waveform is there. Okay, so you can only use pulse width and pulse width modulation on a square wave. Okay. Now this is great. Oh, so we also have oscillators 3 and 4. So where we can mix between oscillators 3 and 4, we can also bring in oscillators 3 and 4 by just switching them on and adjusting the volume. So now you'll hear that I've blended in this saw wave. And we can detune it. Which will give us a nice chorusing effect, and we can pitch it up and down in semitones, and we can change the wave, and it's exactly the same for oscillator 4. So 4 oscillators, let's switch that off for now. Let's turn the volume down. So we've got this square wave. Now you have so many different oscillators to play with. This is where you realize, this is where you think, oh wow, NLog really is deep. And I don't know how many people actually messed around with the programming of it. Or you can also freely assign the XY pad as well. It's defaulted to pitch of oscillator 1 and 2. Excuse me. It has a fantastic arpeggiator as well, which I'll get to in a sec. After we've made like a really simple sound with one oscillator, I'll take you through the awesome, and then we'll design like a more complex sound. So waveforms, tons and tons of waveforms, not just your standards. We start with a saw, then we have a square, then we have a triangle, then we have a sine wave. Gotta love sine waves. Yes, but if you're enjoying the video, please strike the like, subscribe to the channel. Please consider becoming a Patreon. Help support what me and Joe do here at the Sound Test Room. But you're not just doing that, you're also getting access to tons of free stuff. Loads of absolutely free stuff and exclusive content in videos, etc., etc. It's well worth joining. It costs you $1 a month. What's that? But to us, it's great. Anyway, look. So sine wave, Raz. Do not know what that is. So I'd have to look at the manual if there is one. I couldn't find one, but there probably is. So Raz wave, organ 1. Now it's nice when you start blending organs. So if we go to organ 2 here, if we go to organ 1 on oscillator 2 and then blend, you won't hear anything, maybe a slight phasing. But if we detune it now, You could start to, if you wanted to, build an organ, and you've got 4 of these you can do that with. So it's like having 4 drawbars. Anyway, I digress. Let's carry on with the what's it here. Let's turn that back down to saw and mix back down to oscillator 1. So organ 1, organ 2, can blend between the different organ types, of course. Hi Michael. Hi Andy. If Andy's here, is it? Yes, he is. Right. And then we have, oops, organ 1, organ 2. We have fly. Don't know what that is, but it sounds nice. These would be like wavetables, I guess. And then we have STK. A mod 4. FLZ. Fuzz. ZIR. QRA. NUI. P&P. 1QQ. UIL by the looks of it. And off. Oh, so yeah, you can turn oscillators off by just swinging the oscillator all the way to the actual right. So all the way clockwise switches the oscillator off. Didn't know that, just learned that now. All right, so let's make a very, very basic patch. And so something that sounds quite nice. Just so I can then demo the arpeggiator as well, because the arp is awesome. So let's do this. Let's see. Let's go to our filter. Now we have 2 filters. I'm just going to be using filter 1 for now. And we're running them in serial at the moment, but we can run them in parallel, which means that I could run oscillators 3 and 4 through filter 2, which is the kind of thing I kind of like to do. We also have this CF sync. If you watch this, will change on. You won't hear this, but CF sync, you'll see it change here to CF delta. Not really sure what that is, so I'm not going to give you any bullshit and say, oh, I know what I'm talking about there, because I don't. Anyway, Sam might know, though. However, we're on filter 1 at the moment. Let's do this. Oh, and you'll see, at the moment, they've got the mod wheel assigned to the filter. Now, I'm going to go down here to release. And we watch this. If we go to envelope 1, which is our basic amp envelope, watch this now, because these are macroed up, you can see. So this is I only want to get a really simple sound for you to start with, just so you can hear the arpeggiator. But before I do that, if I start playing with the FM, you'll hear nothing. See? But you will on the ring. Sounds quite nice. We need more than one oscillator. 2 or more oscillators for the FM to work. So if we blend between oscillator 1 and oscillator 2, we'll hear our FM. So we'll use this as our sound. We'll go to our effects. So we won't do any modulation routing or anything yet. We'll go to our effects. We'll add a little bit of reverb and a little bit of delay. And we'll sync the delay to the tempo. Okay, so that sounds quite nice. Right, so that's our bit of delay. So let's go back to our oscillator section now. We can leave that as it is. So that sound was what we'll use. Now, let's put hold on and let's play a chord. Let's switch our arpeggiator on. and we'll still have hold on. So let's go into our ARP. Right, arpeggiated. We have different arpeggiator algorithms. So, down, up and down. Let's increase our octave range. And go up 2. Down 2. Just different arpeggiator types. Org U. So that would be ordered down or organized up or down. Random. Organized R. Organized random. Chord. So let's up and down. Here, where it says rhythm, this is very cool. You get a few different rhythm types. Different resolutions as well. So the arpeggiator plays in different ways. I think there's 8 of them. 9. So, and then we have repeats. So each, if we go back to 1 octave, if you go back to 1 octave, you've got repetition. So if we play a very simple ARP, each one will repeat twice or 3 times or 4 times. And then we have humanization, which is like swing. This is a gate. So that's the arpeggiator. The arpeggiator is really, really cool. Okay, so we can exit the ARP now. And now we'll design a slightly more complex patch again, but again we'll do it from scratch. So what we can do is go into our loading bay here. We're on user, and I'll just dink like this, choose the default patch, and this time we'll design a patch that uses all 4 oscillators, okay, and some effects and stuff, and some modulation. Now, I think the way this is laid out, this synth, it can be a little bit oddball. I'm not like disagreeing with you. It can, because although it's got 4, like for instance the LFOs, it's got 4 LFOs, but there's 2 on this page, and then you have to go to where it says modulation to find the other 2 as well. So that can be a bit weird, and that's also where the 4th envelope lives as well, which is again freely assignable to anything you like. Let's go to this. Let's choose some interesting. Let's choose some interesting. Let's choose a sine wave for this one. Let's blend in oscillator 2. Let's have a sine wave for oscillator 1 and an organ for oscillator 2. And let's switch on oscillators 3 and 4. bring those into the mix and choose a couple of different waveforms. Okay, let's slightly detune oscillator 3 and 4. And then we've got, like, we don't need to worry about our FM, but FM might sound nice. We have noise as well, but I don't want noise. So 4 oscillators, 4 different waveforms. Filters. Let's go to our filters. First of all, we've got 2 filters. So at the moment they're in series. So our filter is filtering all 4 oscillators. Let's put this into split. Right? All of a sudden, our oscillators 3 and 4 disappear. And filter 1 is now just filtering oscillators 1 and 2. This is because we've got filter pan now. So now we can blend between the filters. And we can use filter 2 to filter oscillators 3 and 4. But not oscillators 1 and 2 because they have been dealt with by filter 1. This gives you tons and tons and tons of possibility for interesting sounds, right? So let's bring in this filter for, let's get a mixture. You've mode, right? So mode is split, we've done that. The type, there's loads of different types. We've got a low pass 4, a low pass 4 pole, low pass 2 pole, high pass 4, high pass 2, band pass 4, band pass 2. Low pass V1, not sure what that is. Sounds nice though. And then switch that off. I'm gonna have this low pass V1. It's nice. In fact, it's really nice. Sounds creamy. So, don't know what CF Sync does, but let's see. I think I'll leave it on just the filter. Now, we also have key tracking velocity for both filters. So, like for instance, key tracking, I'm all the way over here now. If I run the key track up while I'm playing, higher up the keyboard, it's going to get lighter. And as I track down the keyboard, it's going to close that filter off. So if we go in like... And then we can also open the filter depending on the velocity, which could be quite nice. All right, cool. So let's bring in back oscillators 1 and 2 via the filter. In fact, let's just... So we might want to mix 3 and 4 down a little bit. However, let's see what we can... I think I'm going to go back to oscillator 1 and change... I think I'm going to have that on a square and put a bit of pulse width on it, and then go to LFO and put a tiny bit of pulse width modulation on that. So for LFO2 I could modulate between 1 and 4. Giving it a little bit of, we can also modulate the I'm using LFO too now, because it gives you different things. This is nice. Listen, if we modulate the amplitude of with LFO1, right, we're going to get like a tremolo. Modulate the cutoff of filter 1, of course. Or the pan, which can give you like a which if it's higher speed will give you like a rotary effect. A little bit of that might be nice, actually. Hi, Jim. But what's nice? Check this. Say we've got a bit of this going on, right? Which is okay. But say that's if we've got the LFO delay. It's always brilliant to have LFO delay, because what it means you can do is have that the LFO affect the oscillators, but as it over time. So it's like an envelope for the LFO as well. So no modulation via the LFO. If I hold the key chords, it will sort of fade in. But we don't want all that modulation going on. I just want it on the so starting to sound suitably wibbly. Go back to our let's go to our envelope now. So our filter envelope, let's do something with that. And let's now apply our filter envelope. Okay, so that was our amplitude envelope, a normal ADSR. Let's go to our filter envelope because we need to give it some cutoff. Now, if we wanted less wibbly, we could back off our pulse width a bit, either here or in our LFO. We also have different waveforms for the LFOs as well, by the way. We have random, triangle, square, saw, sine. Sine is obviously a nice one for LFOs and that, unless you're going for the certain type of effect. Anyway. Quite like that, actually. Have I done something to my mix here? Where's me mix gone? Wait a minute. Where's me filter? There we go. So, there's our kind of nice sound. So, right, we've looked at our envelopes. Oh, this might be nice as well, actually. A bit of this nice modulation envelope thing. It's cool. No noise in here. Adds a nice little bit more movement. Okay, let's look at our modulation. If we want to, and I think there's probably enough going on now, but we have another 2 LFOs. But just to give you an idea of how they work, this is LFO 3 and LFO 4. You can assign them here. You have 12 destinations per source, if you like. So I can assign 12 destinations to LFO 3. I'm going to leave it on LFO 3, but you can choose whatever you want there in envelopes 1 through 4. We'll choose something for 4 in a sec. So if I go back to, let's see, I go, okay, LFO. Now I can go to the destination and choose the destination I want. So let's see what our destinations are. So we have all these destinations to choose from. So like I said, we have, I think, let's go back again, just a sec. So we have, 12 slots, and how many destinations we got? So what's that on there? It's 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 or 34 destinations. So we just need to choose one where we want it to go. So let's say, for instance, I don't know, LFO1's frequency, no. I'm looking for maybe filter 1's cutoff, okay? All right, so. Now here, LFO3 is now modulating filter 1's cutoff. This okay, so, and we can choose different shapes. I don't want to do that, but I'm just that's it. And we could also say do the same thing for, so let's take this destination, excuse me, off. How can we do that? Cancel it. So I don't take this down to nothing. I'm not sure how to actually remove this destination now. There's got to be an off, isn't there? There we go, off. So, okay. Oh, off. Okay. Now, so let's go to our envelope and do the same thing. Let's have that control. Let's have that open the cutoff over time. So again, we just go to source. We'll go to envelope number 4 here. Okay, cool. Okay, and then destination, we have again the 12 destinations, I think, 12 slots we can choose. It's quite vast. And then we'll also go with the filter 1 cutoff, and actually filter 1 cutoff. We'll do that. Drive that right up there a bit, and then we'll put in filter 2 cutoff as well for another destination. And this is this now. So we'll have a slow. We'll take the sustain down and a release. So we'll have a slow build up of the, very slow build up of the. We'll have a very slow opening of the filters. I want to see. Via this envelope here, so. And also a very slow closing again. Which is nice for your kind of evolving pads. Anyway, we don't need that. So again, I'm going to go there and just switch that off. Go OK. I'm going to do this same thing. Go back to page 1. Go off and go OK. And now we need to adjust our filtering again now. And last but not least, of course, we can apply some more effects. So. I'm going to show you about the macros as well in a sec, but let's go with some maybe modulation now. So chorus. We'll leave it with chorus. The shaper, like I said, you've got to be careful of the volume, okay? So let's do this and go a little tiny bit. But it can be quite nice, for, especially for lead. And if we set it to like mono here, starts our volume. That makes a really nice lead sound. That's actually a really good lead sound. I think I'll save this, but we also have glide. What was that? We're talking about, oh yeah, effects. Mods we've done. EQ. Well, a bit of high gain, I suppose. A bit of bass end in there as well. Why not? I'm going to apply some delay for this as well. I think that's cool. Again, we can apply some glide. Brilliant lead sound we've got now so far, which is awesome stuff. We go to save. Now this is tricky, okay? It doesn't work the way you think it would work. So to save a patch, right? So I'm going to save this patch now. And we're going to call it, I don't know, something like guitar lead. We'll call it guitar lead. Because it's guitar-ish, you know what I mean? Go to save. To save a patch, you don't like go anywhere near the load screen. You go to save, right? Now it looks similar, right? And you're already on. You can choose the patch you want. This is what I mean. You can overwrite patches. So we've got 16 pages of this. So I could overwrite border. Go to. And I'm not going to destroy my patch. If you accidentally go to the load page and change it, you're going to lose your patch, okay? If I change that now, you're going to lose this patch. Go to save. And all you need to do is hit save. And then you can rename it. Look, and I'm going to call this, what did I say I was going to call it? I'll just call it lead guitar. Because it's guitar-ish, the sound. And then you don't hit save again, right? You hit enter. And you see it puts it in there, lead guitar. Now, here's the thing to know. Don't think you've messed anything up, because the temptation here is to do this. I want to hear my border patch. Oh, God, it's on lead guitar. What have I done? Overwritten border? No. Your lead guitar is still there. All these. This is your saving page, right? This is not, you're not selecting sounds on this page. It's just really important, okay? Doug's got to start. Yes, that's the one what Wall sold. They'll sold to me, Joe. That you use that every single night. Actually, I'll show you how this is set up. This is the. I'll show you the streaming setup, shall I? That might make it. I'll do it in a sec, because I've finished this now. But I just wanted to show you one more thing. So there's our lead guitar. You want to select sounds, you have to go back to load. So here's our border sound. Here's our lead guitar sound, right? This is, yeah. So we've got a compare, right? To compare is compare between a comparison between what your original patch was. So for instance, let's go with this, like, let's go with lead guitar, and let's change stuff, right? Let's go to right, okay, so I've messed up my sound. What was it like? That's what it was. So that's what it's a compare. It's a nice to have a compare as well. And go, right, oh well, I don't like that anyway. I'm going to go back and go to my, load, lead guitar. And I've not messed anything up. Tape is like a tape recorder. I found a bug with this. I've never used it anyway, but what happened was when I pressed click to set it up, it crashed the app. I don't know if it'd do it again. I don't want to chance it. System. This is where you can set up your audio, your inputs, your volume, your general volume sort of thing, your background mode, blah blah blah, the usual stuff. Here's your MIDI stuff. So you've got MIDI lane, okay. So MIDI lane, and then you've got channel and different thing. And then you have envelope slope. So you can change the slope of all the envelopes. That's really handy. So you can have it square, steep, or normal. All right. And then you have knobs here. This is where you assign these macros. All right. So you see, that's the thing, and all you need to do is basically change this, choose the new thing you wanna go, okay, and now that's speed of the chorus. That's it. That's all you need to do. But that's global, so I'd rather have this as, say, I don't know, wherever it was, I don't know, delay mix or something, or we've got 4 pages of this stuff, so we could choose whatever we like, really. Synth volume, synth pan, chorus speed, delay. We'll leave it on that. We'll leave it on that and just go, okay. And then the mix of the delay. Awesome stuff. Okay, so I'll show you how I stream. Now I'll take the camera off the thing, and I'll show you how I stream at the moment. God, I'm so thirsty now. Right, so this is how the stream makes. I'll try and give you an idea. Okay, let me just. All right, so here, this is an Ethernet hub. Comes in from the Wi-Fi downstairs, from the hub downstairs straight into this, and then this goes straight. This is going into the phone. Okay, so so we don't get any buffering anymore. And then the actual, there's the that's what I watch, and then here is what is used to run the stream now. So at the moment, the audio fuse isn't being used. If I was using the computer, I'd run the audio fuse, and the audio fuse would run directly into the UR8. So this, the big one, is running what you're actually hearing. It's running all the audio from the microphone. It's running the audio through the iPad. And it's set up to just to be the way I want it to be. If I wanted to plug something into the front here, I have cables coming out the back of it as well. If I've got and want to use synths and things, there's the audio interface that I bought off Wall, which is used every single night. Now what happens here is left and right output out of the back of the big one, right, goes into this. The output from this goes all the way over and into the phone. Okay, so you can't see it, but it's going into the phone. So the audio that you are actually hearing is getting processed through the UR22. And then the Wi-Fi is also plugged into the phone with this. So that's how it works. That's how it works, sort of thing. Yeah, that's basically really. But it doesn't really change now. It just stays basically exactly like that. So yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, two Steinberg interfaces used. The big one, the 816C, is the main one that everything gets, because it's better because everything is. If I want to plug all sorts of different things, and I can have up to I could have 4 different stereo instruments, or 8 different mono instruments, or 2 stereo instruments, 4 mono instruments plugged into the 816 at the same time. And it's easier as well. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot simpler. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. I hope you found that entertaining, learning this, because this is still a brilliant synth. I think it's only $7.99. In fact, I think it is only $7.99, and obviously it's capable of so much more. You can do whatever you can do whatever you like with it. This is where you set your XY parameters. At the moment, it's oscillator 1 pitch, oscillator 2 pitch. Wheel parameter. So you can set your wheel to. It's on for cutoff at the moment. Yeah, it's quite straightforward. It's just that at first, it's a very powerful synthesizer. At first, it's just a little bit confusing as to what's doing what. It's nice when you get into the LFOs, especially when these destinations are already pre-mapped for you. These are the most obvious ones you'll use, yeah? So, for instance, nice. It is an awesome synth. It really is. It's 12 years old. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. I can't believe how old this is. Nearly 30, over 12 years old. Be 13 years old in October. Awesome. Guys, I'm going to play you out with a few factory patches. Thank you for joining me this evening. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with some other shenanigans of some nature. Who knows? There'll be a bunch of new presets for Mini Sampler as well soon for patrons. They'll only be for patrons, but they're worth having. They're really good. But making some more of those today. They take quite a long time to make, they do, because I'm multi-sampling different keys and stuff, but they start blinking brilliant now. sampled some stuff from the desktop, some from the hardware synths and things, so you're getting new kind of unique sounds. I think it's a great sounding synth. Guys, there's still time to super chat me if you want to. Bless you all. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll play this for a few minutes and I'll see you later. Ta-da, ta-da. Blinking pitch modulation. That's what it is. Pitch modulation.